Hi guys, welcome back. Today we are going to be freeze drying candy, and this is the first time that we're freeze drying candy. And what you see him trying to do right there is cut Jolly Ranchers in half. The candies that we're doing today is the Jolly Rancher Tropicals, the Jolly Rancher Regulars, Reese's Pieces, Lemon Heads, Skittles, Swedish Fish, and Marshmallows, and saltwater Taffy. Those are our little experiments for today. And that's what I might do. I might separate this one all nice and neat like I'm doing with just 4. And the other side, I think I might just spread out just to where they're on one layer. And then we can actually see the differences. You know, do you have to actually spend this time and divide your candy up? Or can you just spread them out and it just turn out just as good? That shortly. The lemon heads. We're going to do the same thing with. I haven't seen Reese's done. I have seen lemon heads and they look really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and try this. And so I'm not sure if I want the lemon heads to touch. With the lemon heads, I'm only doing 3 instead of 4. And you guys are watching, you're probably like, oh, you're doing it all wrong. You might be right. But we will see. Because this doesn't seem like very many lemon heads. Like, I want to like fill up the trays, you know? Like, I want to get a lot of candy out of it. That's all right. With the lemon heads on that side, I went ahead and did 3, and I'm trying to get them all nice and neat, but I'm thinking they're just going to shift around for the most part. Now, we do have the tray dividers that we're going to use for marshmallows and for the saltwater taffy, because those are going to be much bigger. But we thought if we use the dividers, we're only going to get 40 pieces of candy in there, because that's how many little squares you have. And it just seems like the lemon heads or the Reese's, these smaller candies, just wouldn't fill that up, and I feel like that's a waste of space. But we'll find out. Because depending on how these turn out, we may be doing another batch pretty soon. I mean, I think we have enough candy to do several batches. How's it going over there with... Oh, they look so pretty. You're doing such a good job. Look at that. All nice and neat. Oh.
Well, some of them come apart really easy and other ones do not. So it's just kind of what happens when it happens. You know, you just don't know.
Well, from right here, they look really good. So you guys can see kind of like how that is set up.
Are they all going to be swimming the same direction?
Yeah. You think that's enough space? Because I know gummy bears double. You think that's enough space if these double?
Well, if these double, no.
So you think I should just do 3?
Yes.
Seems like such a waste though, doesn't it? You know, once we've done it, we can then figure out like, okay, well, we had extra room, so we could do 4. Look at this one. It's all, you don't even, and that one too. There's no face on the fish. It's just that one too. All right, so I'm going to put all those swimming that way, and then I'm going to put all those swimming this way. On the Skittles, I'm going to do just where it's a single Skittles. They smell so good. Where it's just one single layer. And And then on the other side, I will do them by rows. Taste the rainbow. Yummy. Yum, yum, yum. All right, so set those right there. Let's start with the marshmallows. And so what we're doing with the marshmallow, guys, is we're gonna go ahead and cut these into 4. And then just drop each little section in there. And I have the Harvest Right silicone mats down there. And we shall see, they're supposed to be non-stick. We shall see if they're non-stick, because as you can see, the marshmallow just sticks to my glove. So probably stick to everything. So we'll see. Get off, get off, 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 off. There we go. Okay. So we're cutting marshmallows, guys. We're cutting Jolly Ranchers. What are you cutting up today? 7, 4, 7. And 1 for my hard work. You want one?
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe that out of all these candies in front of me, the one that I choose to put in my mouth is the marshmallow. You're shifting my candies about.
Well, green is a lot harder than blue to cut, apparently.
I wonder why.
I don't know. The color doesn't matter.
But that's what you just said, that
I
the
know.
green was harder. Is it really harder?
No.
Oh. I thought you were being for real.
No, some of them just come apart really easy.
Alright guys, well you've seen us filling up the trays. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to go ahead and cut up one of the saltwater taffies, just so that you can see that, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the camera off so that we can go ahead and turn on. I'm going to go get a different knife so that I can go ahead and turn on the freeze dryer so that we can get that going. And so that maybe by the time we're done with these. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this purple one. My fingers are all sticky from marshmallows. And some of these stick to the wrappers, some don't. And this one is stuck. I mean, yeah. Let's go ahead and open another one just to see if it's going to be stuck as well. I've eaten a few of these. We got them for freeze drying, but they're in the house, so it's hard not to. And like I said, some were stuck and some weren't. Like, look at this one, how easily it comes off. So it just varies. I just kind of wanted to show you that they're not all stuck and messy like that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. Into 4s. And what I did with the saltwater taffy basically was just grabbed one of like each flavor. And I'm just dumping them in there. I'm gonna do the same thing with this one. I've heard that if you put these in the fridge, they're a little bit easier, they stick less, and they're maybe a little bit easier to cut because they're not all gummy or sticky or whatever. But
we should probably try that with that and maybe even marshmallows.
The marshmallows seem fine though. I mean, they're sticky, but they're not too bad. And I didn't think those two right there were too bad either. I mean, they're okay. So anyway, guys, so you've seen us do this. We're going to go ahead and continue filling up the trays. And then we'll be back with you after, actually, when we put them in. But we're going to go ahead and cut out because this is going to be loud and you won't be able to hear me. So I'm going to go to customize. I am going to, my initial freeze is 0. My extra freeze time is
there's no freezing.
0. Then my dry mode is normal. My dry temperature, I'm going to go ahead and go to 145. My extra dry time is, you saw that on 12. I give myself 12 hours so that I don't have to be here right away. And then I just try to stop it at the 2 hours. I'm going to go ahead and set this on 3, but we will come in at 2. I believe that they should be done at 2 hours. So initial freeze time 0, extra freeze time none, a dry temperature 145, which is candy high temperature mode. Extra dry time is 3 because there is no initial dry time, so this is what it's getting. And then I'm going to go ahead and I am going to click save and high temperature mode, and that's why we didn't want to bring you along while we were cutting the candy. I'm not sure if you can hear me. So, and now we wait, guys, and then we'll bring you back in a little bit. Alright, so it did its 15 minutes. Process on. If you leave that on off, your candy will not turn out quite right. The Jolly Ranchers that we did with it on off didn't turn out quite right. So make sure that that's on if you're running candy. And then I'm just going to bring out this color. I'm going to continue. Form trays. I'm going to go ahead and skip that step. So there you see lemon heads, Reese's, the marshmallows, saltwater taffies, Skittles on the left, Swedish fish on the right, and then the Jolly Ranchers. And then we set it for 3 hours, so we're going to come back in about 2 hours and we're going to go ahead and just look at it again, see what the difference has been, what's changed. So we'll see you back in a bit. Alright guys, so we have about an hour to go. There's the Jolly Ranchers. Then we have the Skittles. The Swedish fish I don't think did much of anything. They kind of look the same to me. They just kind of look dry. The saltwater taffy. Look at that. Those turned out really nice. The marshmallows. They grew. The lemon heads, I don't think have done much. And the Reese's, I do believe that is a failure. But we'll go ahead and see when they come out. But yeah, as far as looks, definitely a failure. Alright, still have about an hour to go. Alright guys, we're back. This is what we have. So Right there we have the Jolly Ranchers. So it doesn't leave a mark. It all kind of looks good. So yeah, we might do them 3 again. I mean, it leaves little indentations. I guess if, you know, if we were going to sell them or something, we might not want those. But for us and to give away or barter, I think that those little indentations are just fine. And they look, yeah, they look good. I think I'm going to taste, there's this little piece right here. I think I'm going to, I don't think that's done. That is, I don't think they're supposed to be this hard. I don't know what they're supposed to be like. Sorry for smacking in your ear. That is, I thought they were supposed to be, or are they supposed to be the same and just blown up? I've never had them, so I don't know. Now what he's showing you is the saltwater taffies, and this is a Neapolitan. And now listen to this. Maybe they are supposed to be like that, the Jolly Ranchers, because listen to this. Mmm. Now that's good. Mmm. Yes. Okay. Let's go with the marshmallows because I want to taste those. Do you not want to taste any of them? So I'm going to grab a marshmallow, and it feels hard. I'm not even sure that that even tastes like a marshmallow anymore. Then we have the Swedish fish. And so those don't appear to have done much. Let me grab you a regular Swedish fish, and maybe you can see the difference. All right. So I'm not sure if you can see. You know what? I can't even tell which one is the one done and which one isn't. And I'm right here looking at it. Is this one the one that was done? It's that one back there. So this is nice and like it's supposed to be. This one is even softer than this one. Those taste the same. The Skittles. Now, guys, these right here are the ones that I just did single layer. And then those back there are the ones that were in nice little rows. They shifted around in there, but they look the same. So, I mean, yeah, these are stuck together on some of them, and we will have to separate them, but they separate just fine. I'm going to go ahead and give that a taste test as soon as I get done with the Swedish fish. In the meantime, these right here are Reese's Pieces, and I do believe that that is a fail. But look at that, they did pull right off of the mat, so the non-stick silicone mat. Good job there. Those are his favorites, so he's tasting that. I don't know that they can hear you. What did you say?
It's doesn't really seem that it had worked.
It doesn't look like it worked.
No, it
So
doesn't.
does it just taste like a melted Reese's Pieces, or
No, it
did it
doesn't.
harden back up? Or
It did harden back up. It doesn't taste like a melted one. It tastes like one maybe that was melted and then was cooled back off. Is kind of what it tastes like.
okay. Okay. So we had read that peanut butter doesn't melt well. I mean, not melt. Peanut butter melts just fine. That peanut butter doesn't freeze dry well, but that with mixed with other things, it would work fine. But chocolate doesn't melt. There I go with melt again. It doesn't freeze dry well. So I guess just the combination of the peanut butter and the chocolate it just didn't work. So this is definitely something we will not do again. The Swedish fish is something we will not do again. The marshmallows, I thought were going to blow up a lot more, and they didn't. We're fixing to put another batch in, is why you still hear the freeze dryer running in the background. So we are going to put another batch in. We're going to go ahead and leave the Swedish fish out. We're going to go ahead and leave the Reese's out. The lemon heads I'm not even going to taste, because the lemon heads are supposed to go in for a few more. You know what? I will give it a taste test. It says 5 hours at 150. We're not at 150. We're at 140. You can see they didn't open up or anything. So they are going to go in, because we're going to put the other things in for a few more, for 3 hours. So maybe they will. At this point, there's just lemon heads. Just delicious lemon heads. You'd never. Well, it didn't do anything for their taste. It didn't do anything. So this is going to go back in. All right. Well, we just wanted to show you. So you've seen everything. I've tasted everything. The stuff that you see on the sides is stuff that's going to go back in, that we've already cut up, and so that we can go ahead and move this along. All right, guys, the reason I say make sure you hit that button on that candy mode is because our very first batch, I did not. And you just saw that on the video. I did not hit that. And so this is what I wound up with. So they look puffed and everything, but you heard me do the taste test. Inside, the middle was still like a regular Jolly Rancher. So it wasn't completely done right. I can't taste this and let you know, because I went ahead and ran this through another batch. And even though they didn't turn out as good as the ones I did right the first time, they are better. So I can actually, they're crunchy. And they don't have anything in the middle, but it took me to, I guess, why shouldn't I eat one, right? I guess I could do it. So just like the other one, except it took me 2 rounds to do. So make sure you hit that button. But these are the ones that I did. Well, you can see them, because when they were still on the tray, they'd only been through the first cycle. This is after a second cycle. This was batch number 2 that I did correctly. I hit that button, and they came out delicious right from the start. And doing this video for you just gives me an opportunity to eat candy. So I don't know if you can hear this. So good. That might be the one reason you don't want to freeze dry candy, is because they are so good. You will just want to continue to eat candy. Now, these are the same thing. They're the Jolly Ranchers, but I didn't cut these up. If you remember, the Jolly Ranchers I cut in half. These, I decided I was just going to do the whole Jolly Rancher.
And what was the problem with these?
Well, the problem with this was, when I watched other people do it, they just look so pretty and big. I mean, you see the size difference. You know, they're double the size, obviously, because it's a whole Jolly Rancher as opposed to half of a Jolly Rancher. But we have the Pro model, the medium Pro model, which has the 5 trays. So the space in between the trays is a lot smaller than the older mediums that only had 4 trays. I don't know what the difference in the spacing is, but the new medium Pro model with 5 trays, the spacing is smaller than the older ones. And so these blew up, but if you see, like right there, it blew up so much that it was right up against the pad, the top of the tray, so, or the top of the shelf. So not only did it mess some of them up like that, quite a few of them, like you can see this one as well. So not only that, but then we had to clean the whole freeze dryer. So we had to take out the shelving unit, clean out the whole thing, dry it all up before we can go on to our next batch, because they just blew up too big and the spacing in the shelf is just not big enough. So if you have a new one and you just want to save yourself some time and some cleaning, don't try to do the whole ones, because there's just not enough room to do it in that shelf and have enough space to just pull it in and out easily. So there is that. So I just hope that you guys can learn from the mistakes that I've made so that you just don't have to deal with this, you know? Well, the Skittles, those were fine, so they don't have to do that with you. And then these also. Now, these, when we did the first batch, you know, the first batch, I started wrong, like I just told you. I did the wrong cycle. But these, because they don't take that much time, I guess, turned out just fine. The new ones and the old ones, you'd never know the difference, which is why I put them in the same bag. They are just, and these are saltwater taffy, guys. Guys, if you haven't had freeze-dried candy, you need to try it. I mean, they're so good. So earlier in this video, when I was just like, I'm not sure what I was expecting, I'm not, you know, I was just a little disappointed and I just didn't know what was going on, because what I expected is all the crunch and everything that you've seen me now and the, oh my gosh, this is so good. That's what I expected and that's not what I got. But it was my error. It was not the freeze dryer. It was not the candy. It was something that I did on my end. So I just wanted to come back and let you know. Since that first batch, I've learned and we've improved and we've done 4 different batches of candy now. And other than that first one with the Jolly Ranchers, because the other stuff turned out okay. Other than that, the other ones have just been marvelous. Now, basically what we've continued to do is the same, the Taffy, the Skittles, the Marshmallows, the Jolly Ranchers. We have not done a lemon, Swedish fish. You know, next time I do candy, I'm going to go ahead and put Swedish fish in. Well, I ate the bag, so I'm going to have to buy more. And then try the Swedish fish again, just to see if it turns out differently, because the Swedish fish was in that first batch and maybe that was on my end. Maybe they turn out good. I don't know. So that will be, you know, we'll see next time. The lemon heads, we have to go ahead and warm up first. So that's going to be a whole nother video when I do lemon heads again. But on this video, you know, they just didn't turn out good in the first batch or in the other batches that we did, just because they're supposed to be warmed up for a while in the oven or the microwave or something like that, and then you actually put them in the freeze dryer and run it through that cycle. So when we do that, I will bring you along for that, and I think that the lemon heads will turn out great, because I mean, I've seen other people do it, and so I know it's possible. I haven't seen anyone do Swedish fish, so it may not be a thing, but it gives me a reason to go buy a whole nother big bag of Swedish fish and try it. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to go, you know, come back and just show you all this, just to, in hopes that it'll help you avoid making an error and help save you some time and a mess. So, but I mean, you see this is just beautiful. Look at these. I just, you know, and don't let me forget the Skittles. You know, we've done several, well, like I told you, several batches, but I mean, just yum. All right, guys, that's enough of that.